Good morning. This is the weather hazard briefing for Monday, March 7th. I'm meteorologist Andrew McCon. Thank you for joining us this morning. Our key points here this morning, our area kind of resides in between two weather systems this morning. It's generally expected to be quiet today aside from some light snow along the divide and near the Yellowstone and the Tetons. This afternoon and evening, our next system will approach the region early tomorrow morning and continue into Wednesday, bringing widespread accumulating snow to the region. We do have winter storm watches and winter weather advisories in place across the area this morning. And once the storm departs the area, much colder air will filter in with likely record cold temperatures expected on Thursday. Temperatures will slowly moderate after that, with more significant warming expected by the weekend. Taking a look at the Pacific Northwest satellite this morning, you can see not a whole lot of cloud cover, just a few high clouds. And we can see these high clouds streaming into the panhandle here. And as we look further to the north, across the Canadian Rockies here on the British Columbia-Alberta border, this is where our next storm system is at the present time, and this will gradually push down to the south here over the next 24 to 48 hours. Looking at our weather risk outlook, not a whole lot expected today, again, aside from some light snow across the eastern highlands. But as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, you can see everybody gets in on the snow with some pretty significant accumulations possible across the eastern and southeastern highlands. And these are the areas where the winter storm watches are in place. But as I mentioned, everyone will see snow with this system from the looks of things. And in addition to the snow, it does look like things will get windy and perhaps breezy in some spots as well. And then behind that, precipitation tapers off, but cold air is left in its place. Looking at the watches and warnings in place, you can see a plethora of winter storm watches and winter weather advisories going all the way up to the Canadian border this morning and down into portions of northern Utah as well. You can see this winter storm watch here in place across the eastern highlands and down across the Bear River Range, with the remainder of southeast Idaho here under a winter weather advisory. Our high temperatures today will remain cool, well below normal for this time of year. You can see temperatures remaining below freezing across the Upper Snake Plain, and as you head up towards Island Park and Monida area, temperatures are a little bit warmer down here in Pocatello and the Magic Valley, but still well below normal for this time of year. As far as snowfall is concerned today, not expecting that much, generally an inch or less in those areas that do see snowfall. But again, most of us will be dry today, but things will change quickly as we get into tomorrow. Looking at those temperatures tomorrow, continued well below normal. You see, we might reach 40 across portions of the eastern Magic Valley, but by the time the precip does make it down there, it will be later in the day. So this does look like a all-snow event for everyone as the storm system progresses into the area during the day tomorrow. I mentioned the potential for some wind gusts, and you can see ahead of the system the winds, some southwest winds in the portions of the lower Snake and into the Magic Valley, gusting in that 20 to 30 range as we get into tomorrow afternoon, and that will continue into the overnight hours, Tuesday night into Wednesday as well. So at this point, we will have snow falling. So we do have the potential for some localized blowing and drifting snow concerns, but it doesn't look like it's going to be something too widespread at the present time. As far as snowfall amounts are concerned for the system, this is our forecast snowfall totals in the Tuesday-Wednesday time frame. And you can see generally in the interstate corridor, from up here along the Montana border down into the Magic Valley, generally 2 to 4 inches across this interstate corridor. But you can see as you head south and east of the interstate corridor into the higher terrain, some much more significant accumulations expected in those areas. And the areas along the Wyoming border here does appear to be the primary focus area for the system, and that's why the winter storm watch has been issued for that area. As we look at some of these probabilities here, this particular graphic is the probability of 2 inches of snow or more. So you can see a good portion of the area, especially along the interstate corridor and to the east of that and south, just about everyone has a 75 to 100% chance of seeing at least 2 inches of snow with this system. Some lower probabilities here across the Arco Desert, but you can see even portions of the Central Mountains. It does look like a fair number of folks should see at least 2 inches with this system. As we up those numbers to around 4 inches, you can see those probabilities start to drop off quite a bit, especially in portions of the Central Mountains, although some of these higher peaks around pass level and stuff, those probabilities remain quite elevated. But especially here in the eastern and southeastern portions of the area, where you can see those probabilities are quite high. And even in and around Pocatello as well, certainly some of the bench locations, probably about a 50-50 shot at seeing 4 inches of snow or more with this particular system. As that number increases to 8, you can see those probabilities drop off dramatically for most of the area, the exception being some of the higher peaks here in the South Hills and certainly here in the Bear River Range and along the Wyoming border. These areas do appear to be the primary focus area for the heavier snow with this particular system. As we get into Wednesday, we will have snow lingering for the first half of the day in all likelihood, especially across the southern portion of the area. But you can see those temperatures quite chilly. Just about everybody, if not everyone, will be below freezing on Wednesday. And unfortunately, things don't get any better as we get into the Thursday time period, which looks to be the coldest day. But you can see those wind gusts will linger for a little bit on Wednesday morning. So again, some localized blowing, drifting snow concerns will continue. But as I said, Thursday will be the coldest day. These are the temperatures that we're expecting to wake up to Thursday morning here on the left. And you can see widespread area of sub-zero temperatures across the northern half of the area. But even as you get down into the southern Snake Plain and Magic Valley, single digits to around 0, certainly possible. So quite cold to start the day Thursday. Again, at or below record low temperatures across a good portion of the area. And the same thing can be said for our high temperatures on Thursday, where we may break numerous record high-low or record low-high temperatures, across the area on Thursday. Looking at the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook, you can see most of the area remains in an above normal area of focus by the Climate Prediction Center, and that does appear that we will kind of remain in this active pattern here as we get into the 6 to 10 day period with those temperatures at or below normal. So for those looking for springtime weather, it looks like you might have to wait a little bit longer, although we will get a little bit of taste of some warmer weather this weekend. But again, just beyond this weekend into early next week, it does look like things might cool down once again. So again, things will be generally quiet today for most of us, but things really change as we get into the day tomorrow and Wednesday with widespread snow expected across the region. So in that storm's wake, however, we will get much colder air filtering in with some potential for record cold temperatures on Thursday and perhaps into Friday as well before things start to slowly moderate into the weekend. If you have any questions or need any additional information or support from us, please feel free to reach out to us. Thanks and have a great Monday.